So our chakra system, our energy system, which runs along the spine and is connected to our nerves, our organs, our physical body, these are wheels of consciousness, centers of consciousness, and each one is either known to be masculine generally or feminine. So we have every human being, regardless of whether you identify as male or female, we have these energies, we have these polarities within us. So we have the masculine energy and we have the feminine, and these have to be balanced, right? It's a system, just like any other system, just like health, right? You can't exercise all the time. You have to take time for rest, for your muscles to recover. You have to eat, but you can't overeat. You have to have balance within that. Your body needs a certain amount of water, but not too much. In the same way, masculine and feminine energy has to be balanced in your system. And often this shows up in the way people relate to activity. So generally speaking, as a society, we are way too far into our masculine. And the majority of people need to lean more into the feminine energy. But that is just me massively generalizing. And I live in the West. I live in London, so I'm in a city that's very fast-paced and tends to be more masculine. I'll quickly explain the difference between the two. And as you're listening to me speaking, really think about whether you might be more into your masculine or more into your feminine, and where you might need to lean to address that balance, because it has an effect on our on the chemicals in our body. It has an effect on our hormones. If you're a woman and you're trying to reproduce and you're too far in your masculine, it can even affect your fertility. So really thinking about where you might be too far and where you might need to balance. So when we think about masculine energy, it's a very doing energy. It's the energy that wants to make things happen. So it's when we're planning, when we're trying to create, when we're goal orientated, when we are making things happen, we're taking action. It's kind of faster. It's the energy that's known in Hindu philosophy, Vedic philosophy, as the Shiv energy, right? It's that masculine energy. And it's the energy that gets things done, right? So it's very needed. We have to be the sort of people that do actually take action on our goals and make things happen. The feminine energy is there to balance it out. So if you think of someone who works all the time, right? I probably was that person many years ago, someone who overworked, overachieved. I was too far in my masculine. So when you are someone who's too far in your masculine, you start actually pushing away opportunities, pushing away ease, pushing away success. To balance that out, we need the feminine. The yin, the yang, right? It has many, many different names. The feminine energy is the energy that knows when to rest. It's the energy that's able to receive with ease. It's the energy of creation. It's the energy that receives inspiration, right? It's all about receiving. It's about downloading. It's about giving time to things, allowing things to happen. And often we struggle in society, in Western society, to really lean into this feminine energy. As I said, regardless of whether you're male or female, the feminine is really important, because actually it's in the feminine that we can start to receive miracles. It's in the feminine, if we're trying to manifest and create something, that providence will step in. There'll be grace. There'll be an opportunity that comes to us out of the blue. You're probably familiar, or you've had experiences where you've really wanted something to happen. You've pushed and pushed and pushed. And then the minute you step back, suddenly it drops into your lap. Yeah? So really a balance is needed, especially when we're trying to manifest, between the two. And actually in life generally. Are you too far in the doing? Some signs. You're someone whose calendar is always packed. There's no time for rest. You're someone who, as well as having a busy calendar, as well as being very goal orientated, in the gym you like to pump iron, you like to work out really, really hard. Okay, that's actually known to increase the stress hormones and cortisol in the body. So all of that combined can actually put you too far in your masculine. So it's not healthy from a health point of view. But from an energetic point of view, it means you are so far in your masculine that you actually don't have the bandwidth to spot opportunities. And if those opportunities are even coming to you through the ocean of life, through the wave of life, you could even be pushing them away, because we have a force field around us, right? Think of it as a force field around us, a bubble of possibility. And if that bubble is too strong and too fired up with masculine energy, it pushes away. And if that bubble is slightly open and a bit more feminine, things can come in, things can be received. So that's if you're too far in your masculine. If you're too far in your feminine, you might be somebody who lacks confidence. Okay, so the two chakras I like to think about when I think of masculine and feminine energy, the strongest are the solar plexus, which is the doing one, the masculine one, the action taker, and it's where the digestive system is. It's ruled by the sun energy. That's the masculine energy. The feminine is the moon energy, and it's the sacral chakra. So it's the energy in the body that is said to be feminine. It's the energy that receives. It's related to creativity, to joy. All of the things that can only happen when we take rest, when we allow space, time to play, to balance out all of the stuff we've been doing when we've been in our masculine. Yeah, so we have to make room for two. It's all about polarity. And when people are in relationships, they think about polarity with another person, right? So a woman, or those that identify as women in the kind of generic sense, might say, well, I'm a woman and I'm a very feminine woman. And a man will say, well, I'm a very masculine man. And so those two polarities come together. What people sometimes miss, though, is that we have those polarities within ourselves as well. We have the masculine, we need to have that energy, but we also need to have the feminine, and the two need to be very, very balanced. So if you are too far in your feminine, you might need to take a bit more action. You might need to incorporate some more sort of energizing workouts, right? You might need to write down some plans and some goals to bring that masculine energy in to help you create what you want and give you the confidence to have what you want. So really think about this. Which of the two sides are you leaning towards more? What is your sort of natural state? And how can you bring some balance in? The reason this is so important is because when our energy system is balanced between masculine and feminine, we feel good. We actually feel empowered. We feel like we can create what we want because there is this internal reservoir, this internal life force that runs through us and runs through our energy system. And when it's balanced, it can flow. And when it can flow, we have energy. And when we have energy, we can magnetize and create what we want. So very important. I constantly have to remind myself to lean into the feminine, to rest, to relax, to allow time for play. And it's in those moments I often get ideas that really move me forward. It's in those moments that I'll get the random phone call, I'll get the random opportunity drop in my lap. Yeah. And if you are the same way, lean into your feminine, make time for it. If you need to schedule it, even schedule it, make time, make moments to lean into the feminine. So whichever one of those two that you're in, balance it, bring it back to balance for your own well-being and actually to make you a more powerful creator. This channel is all about manifestation, which cannot happen unless there's balance. The universe needs balance, nature needs balance. We are human, we come from the stars. We also need balance, just like nature. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's inspired you to rest a bit, chill out a bit, or have the confidence to take that first step towards that goal. Whichever one of the two sides you're on, there's no right or wrong, it doesn't matter. Just bring yourself into balance with a bit of consciousness, awareness and action. Have a fantastic rest of day, rest of week, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much. Bye.